you guys are all like, especially you, Cool J. You're like talking to a barnyard animal. I'm just kidding. No, you're not. This is Daniel consistently prioritized portraying himself as a cooperative and innocent individual. He repeatedly highlights his voluntary actions, like using the term, that was 100% voluntary. They never have to get a warrant. I'm always cooperative. That's not you being cooperative, asshole. That's just you doing something and taking credit for something that you had to do regardless. I keep asking them, do you want my phone? Do you want me to do more polygraphs? This emphasis on cooperation could indicate a genuine desire to assist. Oh, I'm sure. But in this circumstance, in deception contexts, it might reflect a priority on building a positive image to counter suspicion. Nothing to see here. What a fool. He also stresses the difference to the RCMP. He says, I have to just go with what the RCMP say because they have so much information. Oh, just so much. Yeah. How do you like those charges? Prioritizing external authority over his own theories. Notably, Danny downplays personal speculation, suggesting his top priority is aligning with investigators rather than sharing insights that could invite scrutiny. Yeah, me and the cops are thinking the same thing pretty much. So we'll expect you to plead guilty on March 2nd. This pattern appears in 40% of his responses, indicating a narrative focus. Oh, he even said that. He even slipped and said narrative. I mean, theories. My theories. He says, I've even went out and pushed several narratives. I mean, theories. Oh, God. This pattern appears in 40% of his responses, indicating a narrative focus on exoneration over resolution. Some of the unintended slips or revelations from this particular interview. There were several. Potentially. Because at the end of the day, how do we know? Maybe Danny's really telling us the truth. Psych! Sarcasm at its finest. Oh, shit. I mean, we're so biased at this point because we know this asshole's lying. Everything else is just icing on the cake. It's like a walk in the park. It's comedy. And to know that he has to go through that and continue to push this nonsense is just lovely. Several potential leaks suggest underlying knowledge or stress. For instance, when Daniel's discussing the polygraph, Danny notes questions were only about death. And infers, there's another interesting point that just came into my mind. He starts talking about red rum. He brings up that red rum word, which is different than before. So Daniel notes the questions were only about death and infers clearance on the disappearance. I didn't have anything to do with the red rum, and there were no questions on the disappearance. So he's differentiated again for us. Unsolicited. So that leaves me with, I didn't red rum the kids. I have nothing to do with the disappearance. Oh, but you do. But you do. So that leaves me with, I didn't red rum the kids. I have nothing to do with the disappearance. This unsolicited extrapolation might leak an assumption that red rum is involved. Despite claiming hope the children are alive, another leak in the rug denials. He provides an unprompted alibi timeline, such as, and I quote Danny saying, when we pulled into the yard on Thursday, the vehicle did not move until the next morning. which could inadvertently reveal a rehearsed defense against unseen accusations. Filler words like you know, and I mean spike during sensitive topics for Danny. For example, when he mentions DNA in the blanket discussion, potentially leaking cognitive load or nervousness. No major factual slips, but the subtle revelations hint at a controlled element of storytelling. Danny Boy shows clear avoidance on personal or rational details. He outright refuses to discuss his relationship with Malaya. I thought that was the most interesting part of this interview. Fuck, it's like you could see the stress all come out. It all fizzled right to the surface right there on camera. I started stuttering. Started going into like tilt mode, like a pinball machine. Daniel shows clear avoidance on personal or relational details. He outright refused to discuss his relationship with Malaya. I don't really want to talk on that. It's best that we don't. Evading allegations of abuse despite a direct question. That interview was pretty good. Those questions, you couldn't have asked for better open-ended questions in that sense, and he didn't want to answer any of them. On theories about what happened, he avoids specifics. I've thrown speculation out in the past, but at this point, I'm completely just not sure. Deferring vaguely to the RCMP. He also sidesteps his rug history beyond immediate denials. I can't really speak on anything more than that. Limiting to accusations rather than full disclosure. When asked about others' DNA samples, he avoids inquiry. He says, nor do I ask because I don't know. I would not get an answer. This pattern of shutdowns, for example, on Malaya, the theories and deeper rug context suggest deliberate evasion of areas that might reveal inconsistencies or vulnerability, a common deception tactic. Daniel's apparent intentions revolve around self-exoneration and managing public perception. He aims to affirm innocence from like the terms, I'm 100% innocent, emphasizing the no criminal involvement box. Well, I guess there goes that fucking no criminal involvement. You just got 3 charges slapped on you, boy. Are you sure you read that right? Are you sure that that's what that said? Boy, just another situation where he falls through. He cannot be trusted. Possibly to counter online allegations. A lot of this is designed to do that. He's just such a fucking tool. Another motive, building sympathy, by highlighting victimhood from the true crime community. I thought that was fantastic. The dude has to go. What that means is he's so bothered by you don't even have to go online and be involved in any true crime communities. You don't have to get involved. You don't have to be part of it. It's a choice. But he's so bothered by all of these channels. Oh, they're just so obsessed. And the things that they say rattle around in my head at night. It affects my sleep and my mental health. Are you sure? Are you sure it's what we're saying and not what you did? What you did isn't anybody else's fault. Building sympathy by highlighting victimhood from the true crime community. It's becoming more aggressive. Wait till the 26th, Danny. When you get those charges. That's fairly aggressive. I've received numerous death threats. Holy shit, wait till you get get on the RSO list. Wait until all of these charges come through. Oh, look at how, guys, you need to feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for me. Let me see. Building sympathy by highlighting the victimhood from the true crime community. It's becoming more aggressive. I've received numerous death threats, intending to shift focus from suspicion to his suffering. He expresses hope for resolution. I would like to see it closed and Lily and Jack found safely and someone is charged. Oh, you just wait. You're going to get that. But this could intend to portray optimism while subtly acknowledging criminality. Overall, Danny's intentions seem defensive, correcting narratives. As in, he tried to tell everyone the truth and correct everyone. Is that what you call it? Look, we ain't have any questions for you, bitch. Nobody needs you to come and correct anybody, Danny. For what? That time has gone.
Using all technology that can be available to us, including drones and penetrating radar for the ground. We've had human remains detection dogs out there, and our ground search and rescue volunteers covered extensively the area around where the children were missing. So I think the chances are low. However, there's always that possibility that they may be in an area that just we haven't been able to find them. It does happen. It's happened. So I would say the chances are there is a slight potential they're still in the woods, but we're following up on every lead we can to try and ascertain that.
So if they're not in the woods, where could they be?
Well, again, that's that is the main goal of what we're trying to accomplish, to find out what happened with Jack and Lily.
The court documents suggest that RCMP are using technology-based techniques. What does that mean?
Basically, we're looking at whatever technology is out there to assist us with our work, whether that be during the search phase with the drones and the side scanning lidar and radar, or whether that's through the use of different analysis products or other tech options, whether it be the use of video review programs that do things more efficiently, which we have done. You know, there's just looking at different ways to do our jobs more efficiently and to gather the most evidence possible.
In the early hours of May 2nd, we know from the court documents that two people in the area heard a vehicle coming and going. What can you tell me about that? Is that substantial evidence here? We have followed up on all those areas, and you know, we're confident in the information we've gathered, but I don't really have any direct comment about that situation. We've you know, it's part of our investigation, and we'll continue on with that. So you're not saying that it's not relevant?
Obviously, it's something that happened in the area the morning that the two kids went missing. We have to consider that a relevant thing to follow up with.
Interesting. Isn't it interesting, Darren Geddes, how he acknowledged the fact that it did happen? They wanted to latch on in their BS to the fact that it never happened to begin with. And here, Rob McCann is talking about and acknowledging that the traffic actually occurred. It was something that happened, and we have to pay attention to it. As opposed to what was being fed by Daniel and crew, that it was just somebody making up stories on them in that sense. What I gather from this interview is that they have, says Jen Nova, is that they have all of the information they needed. They're just putting their ducks in a row, and justice is going to be served. That's what I feel. Yep. Jen, you're right on the money. I feel that as well. The best answer about the car not denying it, I think, listen, this is when he acknowledges that you have two reports from eyewitnesses plus video. Something happened. There was traffic. It's not like it's downtown and it could be the neighbors or somebody across the street. It's the only goddamn place in for a mile and a quarter. Of course it was that place. Of course it was Garlock Road. What is it, 1407? Janie's RV. We know that we know that it probably wasn't Janie's RV driving around. You're a trooper, Annette Conway. You had a 30-second commercial. Non-skippable, really? That's annoying. There's a lot of leakage in his language, and he knows people who know that will understand what it is that he's saying, Jen. Well, he words things very carefully in that sense. He knows. Absolutely. They speak that way for a reason. Concise, to the point. DM, I don't think the interrogation course you took helped you one bit. Why would you take that course? Helicopter Grandma wants to know.
To look into, but I'm not suggesting that.
A vehicle coming and going. What can you tell me about that? Is that substantial evidence here?
We have followed up on all those areas, and we're confident in the information we've gathered, but I don't really have any direct comment about that situation. We've it's part of our investigation, and we'll continue on with that.
Confident in the information that you've gathered based on the reports. We're confident that Daniel and Janie are just staunchly denying that they ever left the RV. Well, that's going to be tough. There was no traffic out there. Vehicles didn't leave. No, don't know anything about it. Well, it's hard to believe with old Janie in that RV. Dog would have been going nuts. Crazy.
So you're not saying that it's not relevant?
Obviously, it's something that happened in the area the morning that the two kids went missing.
Obviously, it's something that happened in the area the morning the kids went missing. Don't you assholes wish that you played that slightly different at this point in time? That tells me that they give a lot of credibility to the eyewitness accounts.
We have to consider that a relevant thing to follow up with and look into, but I'm not suggesting that's creating us to consider criminal action or anything like that.
As we approach the 1-year mark, is there any sense that this could become a cold case at this point?
I can't really comment on that. The information and investigative work will dictate that. As far as I'm concerned, it's not going to be a cold case. This is a case that needs to be solved, so we will.
Yeah, you're right, Bonnie Randall. It's a conclusive statement. It's something that happened. Conclusive statement. That's a great point. Thank you for fixing my mind. We are confident in the information we've gathered, meaning we believe Mr. Smith and Mr. Wong. I get that too. Anita Benita, Janie McKenzie said she knew the traffic. Oh, you guys are just obsessed. You guys are just obsessed with Daniel, y'all. No, your buddy, the alcoholic ostrich is obsessed with you, boy. We just love hanging on your words, all your bullshit. We're judging your honesty. JM said she knew the traffic for 20 plus years, so she knew a good time frame to use the car. She thought neighbors were asleep or wouldn't notice. I don't think they had much of a choice. They had to deal with an issue that they created themselves. And they had to do it right away before they tainted the area with decomp. Deanne didn't look as kicked back and relaxed in this new interview. Bent forward, hands clasped. Yeah, he was holding on to his helicopter horse, Hands clasped, legs apart like he was going to jump at her any second, as opposed to the crossed feet out in front of him. Walt says, I'm thinking there's more than just that Lily and baby Jack is missing. In my honest opinion, they'll meet family members in prison and have a reunion. That's probably correct. Yes, morning is from 12 a.m. to 10 a.m., 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Though Danny doesn't know that. Daniel's going to hell, says Enoch. That's probably true. Why is he called Mad Dog? I think that's Staff Sergeant McCanaman's nickname. Annette Conway, why do people say, in my opinion? It's your opinion if you say it, just asking. Yeah, I think they feel that people do that to distance themselves from saying something they feel is too severe. It's just something that catches on with